boots scrape against frozen rock. Breath turns white, then vanishes into the dark. Far below, the war is already over. But up here, it is still hunting season. The Alps rise like a wall. Steep, silent, unforgiving. Clouds drift low, swallowing the path ahead. Every step risks a fall. Every sound carries too far. Somewhere above this climb, armed men are waiting. Not soldiers anymore. Ghosts. Men with no uniforms, no insignia, no future. They carry rifles, pistols, and grenades. Enough ammunition to hold off a small army. Enough fear to pull the trigger first. The man they protect is not a general. He has no medals for courage. He has never led troops into fire. He is something worse. He is the most powerful SS officer still breathing. The architect of mass murder. The mind that turned arrest lists into death sentences and train schedules into graves. His name is Ernst Kaltenbrunner. If he reaches the high passes, he disappears. Into neutral borders. Into forged papers. Into history's blind spots. Below him, American intelligence teams climb in silence. No artillery. No backup. Just orders, instinct, and the thin hope that he is still here. The wind sharpens. Ice cracks underfoot. Because if Kaltenbrunner escapes this mountain, justice never catches him. And the men climbing tonight know it. This is the last chance. And the mountain is already running out of time. Austria. Years earlier. A different kind of climb begins. Ernst Kaltenbrunner moves through law offices, cafes, back rooms. Always watching. Always listening. He is tall. Broad. His face is carved with scars, reminders of fencing duels and crashes that never slowed him down. He studies law, not warfare. Paperwork, not rifles. But he understands power early. Power hides best behind rules. Austria bans the Nazi party. Kaltenbrunner joins anyway. Quietly. Illegally. He carries messages across borders. Smuggles information. Connects Austrian extremists to their German handlers. He learns how to move unseen, how to speak without witnesses, how to destroy lives without leaving fingerprints. The arrests come. Prison doors slam shut. Then open again. Each time, he walks out higher than before. German troops pour into Austria. Crowds cheer. Flags rise. The Anschluss turns crime into promotion overnight. Kaltenbrunner steps forward. He organizes. He appoints. He purges. Police stations change hands. Courts obey new masters. Old laws collapse under new uniforms. Enemies vanish. One camp rises near Linz. Stone quarries. Guard towers. Barbed wire cutting into fog. Mauthausen. This is not a prison. It is a machine. Men are worked until their bodies fail. Then replaced. The system does not slow. Kaltenbrunner watches it grow. He is not loud. Not theatrical. He does not shout. He signs. And with every signature, Austria learns a new truth. Terror does not always arrive screaming. Sometimes it arrives stamped, approved, and filed. And Berlin is watching closely. Berlin notices. Brutality is not a flaw in Kaltenbrunner's record. It is his qualification. Mauthausen expands. The quarry fills with bodies. Prisoners climb stone steps carrying blocks heavier than themselves. Guards count time, not lives. When someone falls, the line keeps moving. This is efficiency. And efficiency is rewarded. Kaltenbrunner rises fast. SS Brigade Führer. Reichstag member. Chief of Police in Vienna. His authority spreads across files, prisons, and interrogation rooms. Every arrest leads upward. Every death disappears into paperwork. He learns a simple rule. The man who controls information controls fear. May 1942. A bomb explodes in Prague. Reinhard Heydrich is dead. The shock ripples through the Reich. Heydrich was not just an SS leader. He was the nerve center. The blade behind the terror. The position he leaves behind controls the Gestapo. The SD criminal police. Every list. Every raid. Every transport. The Reich Security Main Office. RSHA. Himmler chooses Kaltenbrunner. Not because he inspires loyalty. Because he inspires obedience. Kaltenbrunner steps into Heydrich's office. The chair is still warm with blood. Files cover the desk. Names stretch across Europe. Jews, resistance fighters, prisoners of war, anyone marked undesirable. The system does not pause. It accelerates. Orders leave his office faster than trains. Deportations increase. Camps fill. Killing becomes logistical flow. Kaltenbrunner does not need to see the gas chambers. He builds the schedules that feed them. And as the Reich's enemies multiply, so do the bodies. Because now, the man climbing the Alps does not just enforce terror. He commands it. Power hardens him. By 1943, Kaltenbrunner stands near the top of the SS. His uniform carries new insignia. His signature carries finality. Orders issued from his desk no longer question legality. Only speed. The war turns brutal everywhere. But inside Kaltenbrunner's offices, brutality becomes routine. Italy, Hungary, borders shift. Governments tremble. Kaltenbrunner's men follow close behind, opening files, sealing train cars, counting deportees like cargo. In 1944, Hungary becomes the priority. A country not yet destroyed by war. A Jewish population still alive. Kaltenbrunner moves quickly. Meetings. Pressure. Threats disguised as diplomacy. A puppet government installs itself under German protection. Then the trains roll. Day after day. 400,000 Jews vanish in weeks. 8 weeks. A number so large it stops sounding real. A pace so fast even the camps struggle to keep up. Auschwitz expands its killing rhythm. This is not chaos. This is optimization. Back in Berlin, whispers spread. The war is slipping. Cities burn. Fronts collapse. Officers begin to think about survival. Kaltenbrunner does not hesitate. July 20, 1944. A bomb fails to kill Hitler. The response is immediate. Lists grow. Cells fill. Executions follow executions. 5,000 people die in reprisals. Thousands more disappear. Kaltenbrunner oversees it all. No speeches. No rage. Just signatures. But even he can hear it now. The war is ending. And men like him are running out of places to hide. The Reich begins to fold in on itself. Cities fall. Radios crackle with bad news. Orders contradict each other. The certainty that once powered the system starts to rot from the inside. Kaltenbrunner feels it. He tightens control. Interrogations intensify. Files are destroyed, then rewritten. Allies become liabilities overnight. Berlin is no longer safe. By late 1944, the illusion of victory is gone. What remains is extraction. Kaltenbrunner prepares his exit. He moves south, away from bombers, away from tribunals, toward the Alps. The last myth the Reich has left. The National Redoubt. A story whispered to keep hope alive. Mountain fortresses. Loyal divisions. Hidden factories. Endless supplies. The reality is colder. Scattered units. Hungry men. Confusion. But also something valuable. Gold. Art. Crates stolen from across Europe, sealed in salt mines and caves. Wealth meant to buy survival when ideology fails. Kaltenbrunner burns papers. Identity documents curl into ash. He carries false money, alternate names, unfinished plans. Then July returns. The failed assassination echoes again, tightening the net. Anyone with knowledge becomes dangerous. Anyone with loyalty becomes expendable. Kaltenbrunner's circle shrinks. As he disappears into the mountains, another force moves in the opposite direction. American intelligence. Counterintelligence corps teams attach themselves to advancing infantry. Their mission is not territory. It is people. Names. Faces. Signatures. They arrest wives. Mistresses. Aides. Interrogate servants. Follow rumors from ruined villages to quiet valleys. One name keeps resurfacing. Kaltenbrunner. Last seen heading upward. Toward snow. Toward silence. Toward a place where the war might end without justice. Unless someone climbs fast enough to stop him. American intelligence teams move higher, slower now. Roads vanish. Vehicles are abandoned. The climb continues on foot, through mud, ice, and thinning air. Every step burns. A lead finally breaks through. Kaltenbrunner's wife is taken into custody. Then his mistress. Faces that know his habits. his fears, his last directions. Under pressure, the story sharpens. A remote hut, high in the Todesgebirge, the Dead Mountains. No roads, no villages, only rock, snow, and narrow paths cut into nothing. The ascent begins after dark. The team climbs through avalanche debris and frozen brush. Fingers go numb. Weapons feel heavier with every meter gained. The night stretches longer than it should. At dawn, the hut appears. Shutters closed. No smoke. No sound. For a moment, it looks abandoned. Then movement. Armed men inside. The Americans announce themselves. The response is refusal. Silence stretches. A single shot would turn this slope into a killing ground. The team pulls back, forming a wide arc, rifles aimed. Time slows. Minutes pass. Then the door opens. Ernst Kaltenbrunner steps out. Unarmed. Tall. Scarred. Calm. Behind him, 3 men follow. No resistance. No speech. Inside the hut, weapons line the walls. Ammunition stacked high. Identity papers burned to ash. Counterfeit money packed for flight. It was all ready. But the mountain chose a different ending. After years of commanding death from desks and files, Kaltenbrunner is finally stopped. Not by an army. By a climb he could not escape. The mountains fall silent again. Kaltenbrunner is flown down from the peaks, past villages already celebrating peace. The war has ended for millions. For him, it has only shifted rooms. Interrogation begins. He is taken to the London cage. A place built for men who know how to lie. Thick walls. Long hours. No comfort. No escape from memory. Kaltenbrunner resists. He understands the process. He once designed it. He answers carefully. Claims distance. Blames subordinates. Describes himself as an administrator trapped inside a system he did not control. But the paper trail remains. Orders. Signatures. Timetables. Deportation records. Camp reports. Each document removes another layer of distance. At Nuremberg, the courtroom is quiet. No shouting. No chaos. Just evidence unfolding piece by piece. Witnesses speak of transports. Of camps. Of quotas filled and exceeded. Kaltenbrunner listens. The man who once commanded Europe's terror now waits to be judged by it. The verdict arrives without drama. Guilty. War crimes. Crimes against humanity. The sentence is death. On October 16, 1946, it is carried out. No audience. No ceremony. His body is cremated. The ashes are scattered into a river. No grave. No marker. No place to gather. The system he built is dismantled piece by piece. But the damage remains. Because justice can end a life. It cannot return the dead. And it cannot undo what bureaucracy made possible. Kaltenbrunner's name fades. Not because it should be forgotten, but because systems hide behind names. He was not a battlefield monster. He did not pull triggers in the open. He signed. Approved. Scheduled. And through that, entire populations disappeared. His capture proves something uncomfortable. Evil does not always collapse with the front lines. It runs. It hides. It waits for borders, paperwork, and time to erase responsibility. Sometimes it fails. The Alps kept Kaltenbrunner from vanishing. The files followed him. The signatures spoke when he would not. But many others fled. Some lived quietly. Some died unjudged. Some were never named at all. Their stories are still buried in archives, in mountains, in mass graves without numbers. And the question remains. How many architects of murder were never forced to climb their last mountain? How many escaped into silence? Because the war did not end with the final shot. It ended with a search. And in the next story, that search goes further. Deeper. Into a man who almost vanished forever. Until someone refused to stop looking.